It's the 25th of April, and I just wanted to have a quick update of what's happening with my bee project. The weather's not very good at the moment. It's been raining and quite cold, and completely in contrast with the start of the season when we, in early March, we had sunshine. It's now late April with pretty variable weather. Anyway, till now I've had about 80 of these Japanese knotweed blocked. I've had about 5 or 6 very long ones blocked, which is, you see here, I've got a stack that are up to 30 centimeters long. I've had my little test going to see whether the bee beds, they prefer ones that have open ends or what I call pillows. There's another video about that. For the moment I don't think the experiment's going very well, because I get the impression that the bee beds at the other side have shifted slightly, so not sure if that's very good for the bees. And I also get the impression the design of these things, they're almost too close together. So the bees, if you look at the original one, the spacing was a bit wider, whereas with this one the spacing doesn't give them much chance to put the mud in as such. Anyway, I kind of expected more things finished. There you go, I've got some bees not liking the fact that I'm in front of their reeds. And the other funny thing about my this year is that I discovered late, 3 weeks after I was starting to let the reed-based bees go out, I discovered that I think it was mainly most of my paper tunnel, my paper inserts for the blocks from last year, I discovered that in fact they were in another box, and there were several hundred bees that hadn't come out. So I've got an extended season, because a lot of bees from these paper tubes only came out 2 weeks ago, as opposed to 6 weeks ago. So my Osmia cornuta are quite busy. Now I have another species of Osmia rufa, which is a red mason bee known in the UK, more north of Europe, and they seem to have, they're very, very shy and timid. They like much smaller holes. You can see them there. They're sort of more 6, 7, 8 millimeters rather than the slightly larger reed holes there of up to 10 millimeters, 11 millimeters. So, but they seem to have dispersed. I haven't seen much of them. Then again, I haven't put out the same blocks, as many of these blocks as I did last year. And the last thing to say is that I don't have an awful lot of flies and parasites, which is good, or at least I don't see many flies, and I've managed to. There are some. There you go. We can see some things like wasps turning up, but there aren't many Coxsackinus indagnator, I think it's called, which are stealers of the nectar and the pollen. So that's good, and that's basically because I've been cleaning the tunnels every year. So this is good. And mites, I can't tell at this point if I've got any mites coming through, but last year I reduced the mites down to about less than 5 cells in the sort of 200 cells that were made. So my mite problem is under control completely. And there you go. That's the update. 25th of April. I've only just started going again this afternoon, because for the last 3-4 days it's just been cold and wet. So I think they're going to catch up a bit.